Hi students, today's lecture we are going to continue the descriptive statistics part 2. So you may recall the last lecture where we had a small introduction about descriptive statistics, and in this lecture we will be continuing the same and leading to you to understand the different types of terminologies used in this descriptive statistics and how they are represented. Once we understand this, the terminologies, that will help us in better understanding the topics for further lectures. So the first thing is that variables. Okay, this is one of the terminology used in statistics, the basic statistics. So once a research question and the population of interest are identified, the observations are collected on a statistical variable. Okay, any information of interest is captured in such a variable, so that is called the variables, which we can give a mathematical or statistical explanation, where, to put it simple, any phenomena or any aspect of measurement which can able to vary is variable. This is just a simple definition, explanation for a variable. What is a variable means? They will tell anything that able to vary is variable. So we are trying to conduct any statistical analysis. So before that, we will be collecting the data, and even before that collecting the data, there will be an objective. So based on the objective, especially the empirical research and the statistical analysis works with the objective. So it's an objective sort of approach, research approach, and the objective is based on the research problem, a research statement of your problem that you're going to present, which is in very simple words. What we really know is the research problem. So once deciding this question, we will be able to collect the data. So we will be collecting the data from the relevant variable from the population sample, which we mentioned in the part 1 of our video. So we'll try to collect the data on that particular aspect or phenomena, okay, which we want to know. This phenomena aspect is in simple language is called a variable. So a variable is a phenomena or an aspect which comes from the objective. The objective leads to the research question. So once a research question and the population of interest are identified, the observations are collected on a statistical variable. So briefly, once a research question is fixed and the population of interest is identified, we will collect the data. So the data on these particular variables, that's why it's a variable. For example, let the variable be represented by x. So this number of variable can be one, or they can be more than one also. So whenever we are trying to deal with one variables, then the statistical analysis usually we use is called as a univariate statistical analysis or univariate analysis. And whenever we are trying to deal with more than one random variables or more than one variables at the same time, then we call it as multivariate analysis or multivariate statistical analysis. So for example, if we are taking it variables represented by x, dealing with one variable is univariate analysis and multivariate analysis. So based on this, there are many statistical analysis tests and approaches are there, whether you are going to deal with univariate analysis or multivariate analysis, depending on your research question. Research question comes from the objective that you are going to deal with one variable or more than one variable. So now let us see what is the role of a variable in a statistical research or statistical analysis. So the value of the variable. So the observations, what we mentioned here, the observations are the responses. If you put it in a common term, it's the responses. When you come to the statistical term, the observations. So the observations are collected on the variable. So now we'll try to make some examples to make understand that how the variables are defined and how the observations are collected on them. Suppose we want to know in a college, so we want to know the students, how many female, how many male, and how many transgender students. So if this is the case, our variable will be the gender. So if X is the gender, then it takes three values: male, female, and transgender. In the same case, if X is country in Asia, is as a variable, so country as a variable, then it takes values like Asia, India, Sri Lanka, China, Thailand, etc. So if X is any odd number, for example, if your research question or if our objective of our study is about the odd numbers, if we take X as an odd number, then the values will be 1, 3, 5 and keeps on going. So the same example, so the odd values can be 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and so on. So if you try to see through these example, the one or more aspect that the number of values which a variable can take, this can be finite and also not. As mentioned in the gender variable, it's a finite, only 3. So in a country variable, it's a might be finite or infinite, not finite, okay, according to our research question demands. And in case of odd number, it is not finite. So what we have to keep it in mind is we are going to define the random variable as X, which we always have to keep in mind. So the values of a variable X are denoted by X. For example, in a class, let me take a variable X as the height of students. Suppose height of students is measured as centimeters or inches. So it will start from 140 centimeter or 160. So that is our next step to define the variable. Okay, so what are the different types of variable? Sorry, clear, the variables, the values may be finite or not. As like gender, country can go for finite, and an odd number, then it's not finite. So, okay, so height measurement, which is not a finite one. Okay, so if you take this way, the measurement height in centimeters or inches, the two values are represented, are how many observations that you are going to collect matters. Okay, then the next aspect of variable is the types of variables. There are two types of variable. Generally, if you broadly see the variables, it can be classified into two types. One is quantitative variable, the other is qualitative variable. So under the quantitative variable, we have two types of variables: discrete and continuous, and other is called as continuous variable. So these two discrete and continuous comes under the quantitative variables. So this has a strong mathematical definition of these quantitative variables. Discrete variable and continuous variables in statistics, definitely the objective is not here to go more detail into the mathematics. The simple objective is to understand the situation what we are going to. So what is a quantitative variable and qualitative variable? So just idea. So the quantitative variable represent measurable quantities. So no doubt it's a representing the measurable quantities is a quantitative variable. The values of X can be obtained, values of these variables can be ordered in a logical and natural way. So addressing these quantitative variables, the numerical values are obtained, then they can be ordered in a logical or a natural way. Possibly this is one of the most simple definition that can be given to a quantitative variable. What does this actually mean? For example, as I said, no, representing the measured quantities, the size of the shirt, the size of your what you say, the car size or shirt size. Okay, it is so the price of vegetables, price of any groceries, and number of universities in the state. We can it would be a definite number: 8, 12, 15. Heights of children, so you can represent in meters, centimeters and inches. So these are a few examples that we can give it for the quantitative variables. So the same way the other type of variable is the qualitative variable, which also represent the measurable quantities, where the difference is the values x of variables cannot be ordered in a logical and natural ways. For example, the same way what we gave example for quantitative is your size of your shirt, size of your shoes, number of colleges in the city, number of university in the state. So it's a definite and ordered way. But when coming to qualitative variables, for example, name of the cities: Chennai, Trichy, Madurai and Coimbatore, etc. And colors of cars, tastes of food taste, okay, sweet, salty, spicy, okay, you can rate it anything. So these are also the variables which have been represented in the measurable quantities. The performance of any individual: good, excellent, bad, worst. So these are all the qualitative variables. Okay, so this x1 x2, so the difference is this is there is no any logical or a natural way of presentation of the qualitative variables. To put it simple, broadly classified as quantitative variable and qualitative variables, where both represent the measurable quantities, where quantitative is discrete and continuous, where quantitative variables or the values can be ordered in a logical and natural way, and here the variables cannot be ordered in a logical and natural ways. So in going further detail in knowing about discrete and continuous variable in quantitative variables, okay, so variables can take a finite number of values. The discrete is taking a finite number of variables. For example, variables are counted. Number of children in a family, can put like 1, 2, 3, etc. So number of branches of a school in a city, number of vehicles that a one person can one can own, 1, 2, 3, etc. So variables are counted, and that too in a discrete range. So this is the way to address the discrete variables. So we want to record data, so discrete, there is no any, okay, for example, we can't say how many children, number of children in a family, like 1.5. It's not possible, no, 2.5. Or how many vehicles you own. I have 2 vehicles. That is a logical or natural way of representing. We can't say I have 2.5 vehicles, I have 3.5 vehicles, the same way. So that is the discrete variables of measurement in a under quantitative variables. And the continuous variables can take an infinite number of values. Variables are measured, not counted. We can measure the variables but not counted. For example, a length of a road, 1.5 kilometers, 1.52 kilometers and 1.523 kilometers, and it keeps on going. For example, one more example is the weight of a person. The weight can be measured, okay, but not counted. For example, what's a weight? If somebody asks, you can say 69 or 69.5, 69.57 or 69.592. Okay, it keeps on going. So it can be measured, not counted. So this is the nature of a continuous variable which comes under the quantitative variables. Okay, the other type how a data can be represented is the grouped data. Sometimes the original values of data are grouped, or the data is available in the form of groups. So original values in a group may not be known. For example, only the category to which the value belong to is known. For a, as I said, example like heights, 5 meter to 6 meters, 6 meter to 7 meter and 7 meter to 8 meters. So here, for our convenience, not giving much importance to the particular variable height, so we are making it as a grouped data. For example, in the first group 5 to 6 meter, the difference is 1. The second group 6 to 7 meter is 1, and the third group 7 to 8 meter is 1. And I can go for one more example. For example, if you take a family monthly income, so we can make this particular variable into a grouped data of observation, that is less than 15,000, 15,000 to 30,000, 30,000 to 45,000, 45,000 and above. Okay, here the first group less than 15,000, the value interval is 15,000. 15,000 to 70,000, 15,000 to 30,000. The second group also the interval is 15,000. 30 to 45,000 is also the third group, is also the interval is 15,000. So this is what they call it as the grouped data, almost with an equal interval. So this is another aspect of observing the variable in sort of a group data. Okay, usually they will go for most of the time they will go for three groups. Whichever the variable of interest you are going to collect, they will be going for three groups. It is not an golden thumb rule like it has to be three groups. You can go for, but majority of the research they will try for three groups. That is for different reason, where you will be knowing in the later classes when it comes to the statistical analysis, why the three groups are more easier than more number of groups. Okay, this is the type of grouped data. And then coming to data briefly, what the data is, which is originally collected by the investigator for the first time with an objective to study, is the primary data. For any statistical investigation collected by the investigator on the first hand, okay, directly, is the primary data. And data which has already been collected by some person or agency for any statistical investigation, which can be used for the present objective or present research demand, that becomes the secondary data. Some data which is primary for one may be secondary for other. So let me see what are the different sources of primary data and different sources of secondary data. Before that, it has to be clear, data collected by the investigator directly at the first hand for any statistical investigation is primary data. Data which has already been collected by some person or agency for any statistical investigation can be used for your analysis purpose if your research question demands. So that's the secondary data. Some data which is primary for one and maybe secondary for others. Okay, the sources of primary data. The next question comes now, how this data comes into the picture, how this primary data is obtained, how the secondary data is obtained. This is a very big questions. So different ways which type of data are collected are presented here. The primary data comes from the source of direct personal investigation. One of the important sources, this direct personal investigation, that the person goes directly to the respondent. The researcher asks the question, he tries to record the answers directly. And the second thing is the indirect oral investigation, that the researcher will go ask different types of questions. Based on, he will try to make a judgment that what is the numerical value of the variable, not asking the direct questions, indirect way of oral investigations. So the types of questions, based on that, he will try to make, the researcher will try to make the judgment. The third popular option where most of the people use is the sum questionnaire. The questionnaire can be sent through postal mail, email, and UE forms nowadays, like Google Forms are very popular nowadays, and some online surveys are also available, which tries to help us conducting an online survey, give us the primary data. And some we send our surveys to the surveyors to the field, and we don't allow them to ask anything, but we will just distribute the questionnaire. We will ask them to please give it to your concerned person. They will be collecting the data, then give it back to us. So there are many other ways how we try to collect the primary data. So questionnaire is one of the other way. So when coming to secondary data, what are the different source of secondary data? The published sources, data collected from the survey agencies, places where public reports the data. Okay, the secondary data, for example, to say it very simple, the published sources, the literature review, what you're doing for a dissertation or for any research itself is a secondary data, where it is a published source, which is the main source of secondary data. So the second option is the data collected from survey agencies, we can use them, that okay. And the third example, from the public offices, we record our for example from municipalities, from district administration. Okay, we can collect the data. So they have their own census and their population basic data. And nowadays most of the secondary data are available in our statistical ministry, statistical department websites. So okay, that's how the source of secondary data and the source of primary data works. So what we So today is what is a variable, and what do you mean by data, and what are the different types of data, and what are the different sources of data. So I am just summarizing what we have seen today. So variable is a one which is demanded by the research question, where the research question is demanded by the objective is demanded by the research problem that you have mentioned. The ultimate aim is a research question, the population of interest are identified to collect the information through the means of observation. Technically, to say it's an observation, which we call it as a statistical variable. As I said, it is a phenomena or aspect, it's a phenomena or an aspect where we are able to correct. So any information of interest is captured in such a variable, and a variable denoted by x, and the statistical analysis used with one variable is univariate analysis, and with more than one variable we can go for multivariate analysis. And the values how it has been given is the, what you say, observations like finite and not finite, like male, female, transgender, three values are finite, and Asia it may be finite or not, and in odd number, the third case, it is not a finite way of observing the variables. And the variables classified into two types, quantitative and qualitative variables. Under quantitative, discrete and continuous variables, and the under qualitative, the values cannot be ordered in a logical and natural way, where in a quantitative variable the variables can be ordered in a logical and natural way. The discrete variables are counted, which takes a finite number of values, and in continuous variables can be taken infinite number of values, where variables are measured but not counted. And one more, how to group the data, the grouped data for our own convenience, and based on the research question and the importance given to the variables, sometimes we can group the data also. Okay. And the different sources of data, different types of data, primary and secondary data, data originally collected by the investigator, and the data from the agency, or any statistical information from some other source is known as the secondary data. And we have seen the source of primary data and source of secondary data from the personal investigation, oral investigation, the questionnaire by the surveyor, and published sources collected from survey agencies and places where public reports have been hosted, and some archives are the main sources of secondary data. So this is the basic understanding, to give understanding about the variables and the types of data. Okay, we will see, that's it for today, and we will see in detail about the statistical analysis in the later classes. Thank you.